another video. Like I said, we going into that time of year. It's football season. You know what I'm saying? The playoffs is coming up. Super Bowl is coming up. Senior Bowl. You know, we from Mobile, so we get it popping during Senior Bowl season. So I wanted to bring you guys another delicious dish that you can use for tailgating, or if you're having people over at the house for Senior Bowl. So we're going to make homemade meatballs. Now, I know you can go to the store and get meatballs, and yes, I am guilty of using those meatballs sometimes, but I really don't like them, because when we were little, if you wanted meatballs and you had to get your hand in the ground beef, you had to season it up. You had to let them little suckers bake in the oven, you know, then take the grease out of them, you know, add a little bit of lemon, some brown sugar, barbecue sauce, season it up, put it back in the oven, let it cook, and there you go, you had your meatballs. So I'm going to show you guys today how to get homemade meatballs for Super Bowl, Senior Bowl playoff weekend. You know what I'm saying? So people going to be like, oh, we're fast and hot. Oh, we're fast and hot. Y'all, I love football season towards the end, because that's when all the food come out, and that's when we get together. My aunt Nanny throws a bomb-ass Senior Bowl party every year by the stadium. So, you know, we have good food, good love, good drinks. Everybody be happy, drunk, and we just be waiting on to see who gonna win. So, what you're gonna need for the meatballs for the first part of the video, you're gonna need some seasoning salt, some ground basil, some parsley, some garlic powders. You don't need the barbecue sauce yet, but we're gonna use Sweet Baby Ray's, honey, when we get ready to, you know, make the barbecue sauce. You're gonna need that. You're gonna need a pack of ranch. You're going to need an onion, half a large onion, and you're going to need half of a large bell pepper, and you're going to need a little bit of cilantro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chop up my cilantros, my bell pepper, and my parsley. Then we're going to come back and we're going to get everything all mixed up. We're going to zhuzh it up. I'm going to show y'all how to get the balls the right size, because don't nobody want them little bitty shriveled up balls, but you don't want to be too big where you feel like you're going to choke. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it just right, baby. So we're going to go ahead and get this all chopped up. Then we're going to come back and we're going to mix these meatballs up. We're going to get them in the oven. And then we're going to, you know, come back. We're going to, you know, doctor them up a little bit with the sauce. And bam, you got your meatballs. And after you finish cooking them, honey, all you got to do is pop them suckers in the crock pot. Bam! Okay. See you back here in a second. Alright, y'all. So I'm back. And I left out a few ingredients that I used in my meatballs. I'm so sorry. So let's give a quick rundown of the items you're going to need. You're going to need a whole bunch of ground beef. You're going to need bell pepper, onion, cilantro. You're going to need some breadcrumbs, mustard, 1 egg, your Hidden Valley ranch package, some garlic powder, some ground basil, and some Creole seasoning, and you're gonna just mix it all up. So what I like to do is I like to use about a half a cup of breadcrumbs in mine, and that's just to make them stick together so that they don't fall apart. Put that up there. Then, you know, I just like to shake in some parsley. If I don't have fresh parsley, then I use dry parsley. Then I like to go in with some ground basil. So yeah. And then I like to add a little bit of, move these out the way, because I just took my other dish out the oven. And then some seasoning salt. Not a lot, just enough to give it a taste, because you're going to be adding excuse me, all the seasoning went up my nose. You're going to be adding in the ranch package. So just a little garlic powder. 1 egg. This is going to help it to stick together. You're going to need the ranch package. And these are going to be seasoned really well. Excuse me, y'all. That seasoning went in my nose. And you're going to want to take all of that cilantro, pepper and onion and put it in there. Now, if you have fresh parsley, use fresh parsley and cilantro. Since I didn't have anything fresh, then I just had to use what I had to use. So that's why I use the dried herb instead. And you want to do about 2 tablespoons of mustard. You can use Dijon mustard, or you can use, I mean, a tablespoon and a half. You can use Dijon mustard. You can use spicy mustard, but put a little bit of mustard in there because it's going to give it a really good flavor. Now, I'm going to go in with my hands, and that's why when you want to put everything in the bowl before you start, because you are going to have to go in with your hands. There's no way to mix this with a spoon. You just got to get in there and just mix it up. So, I like to have everything in the bowl ready to go. I really don't care for, ooh, those onions are strong. I really don't care for the ones that come in the bag, but if I'm trying to save time and I just don't have time to make my meatballs, then I'll go with that. They are a little bit cheaper. Y'all, this onion got me. It's strong. They are a little bit cheaper, but I just feel like this is a better option for me, and it just tastes so much better. And everybody loves my meatballs, y'all. Everybody loves my meatballs. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this way. And you just want to just take it and push it between your fingers to get it all mixed. You want to make sure that every part of this ground beef has some seasoning in it. So yeah. So y'all can tell what we having for dinner today at my house, right? Meatballs and wings. And I'm probably going to fix like some veggies or something. But yeah, I really wanted to try to get better at filming. So I'm probably going to pick one day out of the week and film as many videos as possible until I get all my videos for the month done. So that way I don't fall behind. All I have to do is edit. And that's what we're going to do. I'm really starting the year off right. This is January 1st. And I'm already in the process of recording 3 videos for the first month of January. So I'm really going to try to stay on it. It definitely has helped that I got a little some change from Google. And that's because you guys are tuning in and watching the videos. So like I said, we can do, when there's extra money coming in from Google, it helps me to be able to pay for the really good videos. Because making meatballs ain't cheap, y'all. So I can do a lot more with the videos. And I'm not so limited. So thank you guys for the support and helping to support the channel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this spoon to size out the meatballs. I'm going to grab my pan that I'm using. And I'm going to be using a large pan. And I'm going to be using these racks to help me to keep stuff from, to keep the meatballs kind of like out of the oil. I need to get another one. I'll put another one in there in a little bit. But let's just go ahead and start rolling them off. So I just like to take a spoonful about this size. Because you got to remember, they are going to shrink some. And I like to do about this size. Because they're going to shrink when you put them in the oven. So I just like to do it that way. And I don't like to leave them in the pan. So what I do is I pinch off what I don't need. And then I roll them in a circle in the palm of my hand. I cup my hands and I just roll them. That one's a little fat. She chunky like her mommy. And I just place them in the pan. So I'm going to put the pan where you guys can see them. And I just keep pinching. If I feel like it's too big, I just take it off and put some more in. Like that one's a little too big. But yeah. We never bought meatballs when we were little. When we would have family gatherings, somebody will always make the meatballs. And this is just one of those recipes that I got from my Aunt Gwen. So Gwen, thanks for the meatball recipe. But yeah, this video, I should have dedicated it to her. But her daughters are going to be giving me some recipes of hers that they want me to use on the channel. But this is actually her meatball recipe that she showed me how to make. You know, when I was growing up, we didn't use a lot of like fresh herbs and stuff. Everything was kind of like dry, but we use a lot of dried herbs and stuff because it was a little bit cheaper. And it was a lot of us, so you had to make everything stretch. I have a big family, so we used a lot of dried herbs. I didn't really start using fresh herbs and stuff until I got into culinary school and really started playing with them. Like during the holidays, we use a lot of like fresh parsley and cilantro. But now, y'all, I keep a little bit of both on hand. And my herb pot died, so now I'm kind of having to grow my buy them out of the store. But I can't wait until the spring comes around so that I can grow some more. And the reason I'm making them this size, y'all, because they are going to shrink. And you know the craziest thing is, y'all, my husband loves meatballs. Like, he'll buy like the turkey ones because he doesn't really like the way the beef ones taste, but he will eat them. So I know he's going to be like super, super, super excited for this. And whatever I don't use, I'll probably freeze. That's the good thing about them. Like, if you mix them up and you don't use all of it, put it in a freezer bag and just store it in the freezer. That's all you have to do. And then, you know, when you're getting ready for a little party or a little something, you just want some meatballs, just take them out of the freezer, put them in the pan, and let it go. So I'm going to roll a few more of these, and then I'm going to cut, and we're going to place them in the oven at 365 until they're done, which usually takes about 30 minutes for them to get done. Then we're going to drain them, and we're going to pull them out, and then I'm going to show y'all how to make the sauce. Just put everything in the pan with the brown sugar, the barbecue sauce, a little bit of, we always use syrup, brown sugar, mustard, and did that. So yeah. Also, if you want to do like an Italian, I use this meatball recipe. So like if I want to do like a meatball sub, I use the same exact recipe. I just add like grated Parmesan cheese into it with the breadcrumbs, and it is so delicious. So delicious. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and end this part right here, and once I get them out of the oven, I'll be back to show you how to finish up the recipe. Alright, loves, so we are back and our meatballs are done. So as you can see in the pan, there is a lot of grease down there, and that is what you don't want. So this is why I say put your meatballs in a rack and place them in a pan. Put them not in a rack, but on a rack, and then place them in the pan, in the oven, because it just makes it so much easier. So now what I'm doing is I'm just removing them from this pan, and I'm putting them all into another pan, because they're going to go back in the oven. You want them to get semi-done. You don't want them to get all the way done, but semi. Because we're going to place them back in the oven with the barbecue sauce. So what I did is I put them in the oven for about 35 minutes at 400 and let them cook. And I'm going to place them back in the oven at like 350 for about 15 minutes with all the barbecue sauce and stuff on them. And they will be completely done. So yeah. Ooh. Look at those meatballs. Look at those meatballs. You see why I make them so big? Because they tend to shrink in the cooking process. So that's why I make them so big. So you can get the perfect size meatball when you pull them out of the oven. And just that amount of meat that I use just made enough. So if you're going to make meatballs, you're going to need a lot of ground beef, because people are going to eat them. I say this is enough for about 10 to 15 people right here, give or take. Yeah. Ooh. Meatballs. Alright, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And we're going to get set for, excuse me for disappearing. We're going to get set for our sauce. So, What you gonna need for your sausage? You gonna need a bowl, honey. You gonna need some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, whatever kind of barbecue sauce you like. I just have a thing for Sweet Baby Ray's. Nobody makes me feel the way Sweet Baby Ray does, so I just roll out with him or her. Him. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. So let me grab one more thing. Y'all, I was just not prepared today, okay, honey? I am running around with a chicken, like a chicken with my head cut off. So we're going to juice half a lemon in here. Ooh, that's a big lemon. Lemon. And I know y'all thinking, why are you putting juice in here? Because that's going to give it a nice tangy taste. And then you're going to grab some minced garlic. About a teaspoon and a half of minced garlic. A little garlic powder. I'm going to have to find my onion powder. Here it is. Add a little onion powder. And these things are super, super tasty. So I like to go in with about, I say a half a cup of brown sugar. Eyeballing it, because you know I never really measured it until like a couple months ago. But it's about a half a cup of brown sugar. And you can use honey, but we always use syrup. And I said that's about 1/3 of a cup of syrup. Then you want to give it all a good mix. Whoop. See, that's why I need my apron, child. Making a mess. That's okay though. We're going to keep rolling. So this is why you need an apron. But mine needs to be clean. So we're going to just keep rolling. And you just want to keep giving it a mix. And this is how we make our sauce for our meatballs. And then you just want to throw some bell pepper and onion in there. And that's going to flavor it while it's in the oven cooking. So then, what you do, honey, you just take your meatballs, get, you know, your little tongue, spread it out, you know, so they're even. And just, you know, pour that sauce all over them. Y'all know how I am, honey. I got to get all the stuff out the bowl. Alright. So now we're just going to toss the meatballs, and be careful to not break them up. I'm actually going to grab a spoon and just scoop from the bottom and just stir them all in. And you're going to have some delicious meatballs. And just be gentle with them, because they will break up if you are really rough with them. But y'all, I promise you will not go wrong with these meatballs and with that sauce. See, I just called Baby Frida. I sent Baby Frida a message and said, don't call me, I'll call you when I'm through filming. And she called. You can never win with siblings. Alright, so we're going to finish up so you guys can see what they look like now that they have all been covered in sauce. So we're going to just place these back in the oven. Like I said, now we're going to put them in for 350 for 10 to 15 minutes. And that will finish cooking them in the sauce. And this is going to just be fantastic. So as soon as these meatballs get done, we're going to come back. We're going to put them in a nice bowl. We're going to taste them. You know, we're going to get our life in the kitchen. Let me stop. I'll see y'all back here in a second. Alright, loves, so we are back and the meatballs are done. And I just want y'all to see them, how tasty they look. Oh my god, they're so delicious. We're just gonna start putting them in this little white bowl to serve. But y'all, this is what meatballs should look and taste like. I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind using the ones that they have in the store. Actually, Walmart brand are really, really good. But they just have that that artificial, like, I don't know, y'all. I'm just real picky about stuff like that. But it just doesn't have a taste that I like. Kind of tastes like those meatballs they use at Subway, which I am definitely not a fan of. So that's what it puts me in the taste of, the mind of. So I'm gonna grab a few of these with a little bit of sauce, and we are going to taste them. We're gonna move these out of the way. Clean up my mess. And we're going to taste these homemade meatballs. Like I said, these are good for tailgating. Like, you can make them up on like a, you know, you got to be busy throughout the week, and you got a tailgating party up, Senior Bowl, Super Bowl coming up. What you can do is you could just make them, cook them to the first stage, take them out, let them cool down, put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer. Then the day of the game, take them out that morning, let them thaw a little bit, make the sauce, pour it on there, pop in the oven for about 20-30 minutes so that they can come back up to temperature and they can finish cooking all the way. And you will be fantastic. So let's go ahead and taste these meatballs. And that sauce is so good. Lord Jesus. These meatballs are so good. So, quick little side note. If you want to make meatball, but you want to make them sweet, like the Swedish meatballs, just add some grape jelly to them. Y'all. And if you ever do like cocktail weenies, when I do cocktail weenies, like the little sausage, I use the same sauce. The same sauce. You can even do turkey meatballs. Just add a little bit more breadcrumb in there and 2 eggs instead of 1, so it'll come together. Lord. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up because it's getting kind of long towards the end. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy these videos for tailgating for Super Bowl, Senior Bowl, and the playoffs. I love y'all, and I will see y'all back here in a couple of days. We are going to be doing a live cooking show. So if you might see it before this video or after it's done, but we're going to get back to the live cooking shows because I realized that y'all like them. Hey! So remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. I love you guys. I'll see y'all back here in a couple of days. Smooches and kisses. And I love y'all. And remember, food is love. And let's get our life. That's how camera be dancing, y'all.